Good afternoon, everyone. It's around 3:07, and it's time for the continuation of our live stream on how you can turn your laptop and maybe even your phone into a money machine. So today I'm going to talk about the Open Digital University, and I'm going to describe it very clearly so that you can see maybe where you can contribute and how you can make money from this 24/7 live stream. So it's going to be from the Open Digital University, and today we're going to talk about how live streaming on YouTube can create opportunities for everyone. So here basically you see the business model, and it's important to understand the business model to see where you fit. So this is the laptop, and people can be live streaming the Open Digital University content from their laptop. So I'm just gonna imagine that this is laptop number one, and there's a second person who is live streaming the Open Digital University, our content, from a second laptop. And there could be an infinite number of people live streaming from their laptop. And so this is one way you can make money. And I'll explain a little bit how this can be done later. But basically, anyone who has a laptop can basically live stream to YouTube, because you're going to be using the video content that we provide. And so I'm going to explain that later on. So anyone with a laptop can make money, and YouTube is free. Before, it used to require 1,000 subscribers to be able to live stream, but not anymore. If you have a YouTube account that's connected to your phone, because you have to verify it, then you can live stream. So what you do when you live stream on YouTube is that you create a lot of educational content, on work, productivity, business, finance, career, AI. And this educational content is very valuable because I used to charge money for that. But now it's free on YouTube. So a lot of people will be able to join. So your LinkedIn connections, your Facebook friends, your neighbors, anyone that you know, you can invite them to join and view this live stream. And this live stream is going to be hosted. Like in my case, it's going to be YouTube at this handle, this domain name. But in your case, it might be it is going to be different, right? Because it has to do with your YouTube handle. So your handle might be let's say your name is John. Okay. Let's say your name is John Smith. So that is your YouTube handle. And so your live stream is going to be hosted here. And so whenever you live stream on YouTube, it's going to appear here. It's going to appear as a video at this address. This is your address. And so when you live stream the educational content that I'm going to give you, then a lot of people will benefit, and some of them will buy something. And that's when you make money, because they're buying something through a Gumroad sales page. So let me just put it more clearly so that we understand. You're going to be selling through a Gumroad sales page. Now, there are two different types of sales pages depending on how you choose to work. One sales page is for affiliates. So this is when you're selling a product as an affiliate. So if you sell a product for $100, then you get $30. So here you get 30% as an affiliate. So that's the easiest model, because you just send people the affiliate link. You put the affiliate link in the description box under the video. So that's one way to make money. The other way to make money is more entrepreneurial, and this is where you're selling your own sales page as a reseller. So here you're a reseller, and you're selling a book at any price, and you pocket 100% of the profits, because you have the right to resell the digital product. So there are two ways to proceed. You can be an affiliate or you can be a reseller, but either way, and you can be both too. You can, send some people to your affiliate page, and you can send some other people to your reseller page. So either way, you make money, right? And when you make money, if you're an affiliate, some of the money will go to product creators. If you're a reseller, all the money will go to you. So let me just make that very clear here. So the money here goes to product and affiliate. But if you're a reseller, the money goes to you, the reseller. So it's going to be like this. There are other ways to make money. Let me just mention them quickly here. But these are the two main ways for you to make money. Let me just fix this a little bit. And so the funnel here, it's pretty simple. The idea is that you're providing free educational content, and that's how you attract a lot of people over here: LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, etc. And they watch the live stream, they appreciate the video courses that are free, and then they buy, and then that's how you make money as a reseller or as an affiliate. Let me just expand the funnel here. But I hope that, this clear diagram shows you our business model, how we're going to be working together, because, LinkedIn has like 1 billion users, then most of them speak English. And so there is so much to sell to them. And the idea behind this educational live stream is that it's education, it's not entertainment. And this is very valuable because, like I said, these are actual video courses that I or other people, we are normally charging for. So for example, you're going to have a course on email marketing, on copywriting. You're going to have a course on sales. You know what? Let me just put them here. So this is your YouTube handle. So in the educational live stream at the top here, you're going to have a lot of valuable content. And this is why people will visit your live stream. We're going to have courses on email marketing, professional sales, B2B marketing, job search, how to find a job, freelancing. We're going to teach you how you can structure your freelance operations so that you can be successful. We're going to have courses. This is an actual course that I used to give at Taft College, project management online. So these courses would normally cost a lot of money, but through the educational live stream, which is available to your people at your live stream address, they get it for free. And so that is why they will come. And when they come, we're going to make a pitch, and that's where you make money in the green boxes here. So you can see that this model is very simple, and I call it Open Digital University because anyone can teach, anyone can create video content, anyone can create video products, right? Because if you're a product creator, we're going to promote you, and affiliates will make money. And if you're creating an ebook and you transfer the master resale rights, then your resellers will make money as resellers as well. And so basically what is really needed, the only thing that you have to pay for is the electricity. Now, I don't know how it is in your country, but electricity can be expensive, but no matter how much it costs you in terms of electricity, you're going to be able to make money because the educational content is going to be very good. It's going to convert people. And when they buy, you make money in the green boxes here. So this is what I'm proposing to the whole wide world, like LinkedIn people, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Telegram, WhatsApp, Instagram. Um, everyone will be able to make money from this educational live stream. This I call it educational live stream, but actually it's like a university. But unlike traditional universities where you have to go to a classroom, or you have to follow a schedule, where you have to spend 3 years, you have to commit to 3 years, you have to pay, hefty tuition fees. Here it's really easy. There's no stress, there's no midterms, there's no admission process. Everyone is admitted. There's no tuition fees, because this is like free university education. This has been my vision for a long time. I think since 2018. The idea is free university education for everyone on the planet. That is the goal. Okay, that is the goal. And now with YouTube live streaming, it is possible to offer to everyone on the planet free university education. Now, for those who want more advanced courses, that's when they buy, a particular product, and and that's when product creators and affiliates and resellers, that's when they make money. But they don't have to buy. They can just go to your live stream, because you're going to be my partner, or they can go to my live stream. But no matter what live stream they choose from all the streamers here, they each have a laptop. No matter what stream they choose, it's going to be the same university education for everyone. And there's going to be like a schedule. So we can see that, let's say, March 1st, 9 a.m., the course email marketing will proceed. And then at 10 a.m., we're going to see the next course, professional sales. And then, it's typically going to be 1 hour courses. And then 11 a.m., we're going to have B2B marketing. So the program, the schedule is going to be very clear. Everyone is going to get the schedule. Probably the schedule or the program is probably going to be published all the time at opendigitaluniversity.org. So whenever people go to this web address, they're going to see a Google document that shows the programming, March 1st, March 2nd, etc. And so they can, book a specific block, like people who want to learn professional sales, then they're going to set a reminder on their phone so that 10 a.m. they're going to watch that live stream here or on your channel. And so, this is a very simple business model. Everything works, like what I've done in my business career is that I've tried to make everything scientific and objective, and and therefore every time I tried something for the first time, it always succeeds. It succeeds because I'm very scientific, right? Like everything makes sense. Everyone has electricity, everyone has a laptop, everyone has YouTube, and everyone can live stream for free. And when it comes to free university education, everyone, well, not everyone, but a lot of people will come. And of the number of people who will come, some people will go to the next level. They will buy something. And affiliates, that's an old business model. Affiliates marketing will make money. The product creators will make more money. The resellers also make more money. And what's even interesting is that when the affiliates and the product creators make money, they will tend to create more products, right? So the product creators will be motivated. So more products created. And more products created means that affiliates will make more money. So we're just going to put it here. This is not really the business model. It's just, I just want to mention the virtuous cycle. So here, affiliates make more money because there are more products to sell. And also, of course, resellers make more money, like assuming that the digital product are sold with master resale rights. So I'm just going to put it here. I'm going to cover that maybe in a separate live stream for resellers and affiliates. But you can see that it's almost like a nuclear chain reaction, where when product creators and affiliates make money, then it's going to drive more product creation, it's going to drive more profits for affiliates, and it's going to drive more profits for resellers. So let's bring the resellers over here. So it's a model that is inclusive, and trust me guys, I've been thinking about this for a long time, like since 2018. I've been trying to launch the Open Digital University, but at the beginning it was supposed to be a website where we're selling video courses. The major challenge is not the video courses. I've been a course creator, workshop creator since 2005, so that's 21 years ago. That's not the challenge. The content, the curriculum, that's not the challenge. The challenge has always been distribution. And it's only recently that I discovered, I'm a little bit behind because YouTube live streaming has been created since 2011. So I'm a little bit behind, but, better late than never, right? So YouTube live streaming was created in 2011. And, I studied it, and it occurred to me that I can actually live stream for free. I can offer for free a lot of my video content, and that's how we're going to generate traffic. Traffic generation is a big challenge when it comes to digital marketing, because how do you create traffic? The best way to create traffic to this live stream is to use Facebook ads, or Google ads or LinkedIn ads. But, ads cost money, and even if you have the budget, you're not sure you're targeting the right demographics. So this business model does not negate online advertising. We probably have to use Facebook ads, LinkedIn ads, Google ads, YouTube ads at some point in the future. But what's happening is that with this free educational live stream, we're going to create surveys. And when people fill out those surveys, we're going to know exactly who they are. Who are the people who are watching these live streams and who are buying? So through our surveys, we're going to discover their demographics. And once we have the demographics, their age, their education, their income, their interest, the benefits they seek, the geography where they are, then we can put Facebook ads. And once we put Facebook ads, it's gonna scale so quickly. And affiliates, resellers, product creators, they're gonna make so much money. Okay, so this is in a nutshell what a business model is like. A business model is very much like magic, in the sense that you put things together that are very functional, but you put them together in a way that has never been put together before. And that's when you create transcendent effects. That's when you create, magic, in this case, magical profits. And so let me talk about the 3 ways in which, at least 3 ways, there are more than 3 ways, but the 3 ways in which you can actually make money from this entire business model of YouTube live streaming. Beautiful diagram. By the way, let me just go to the YouTube channel, and if you have questions, this is live. I'm actually talking here live. So if you have questions, I'm more than happy to answer your questions live, especially questions about how you can make money from this Open Digital University. All right, so there are basically 3 ways for you to make money. So let's consider each one of them in turn. So you can be an affiliate, and that's probably the easiest way to make money. So I'm gonna put here, you're an affiliate. a second way to make money is if you are a product creator. So typically, you're creating a video course or any product, could be an ebook, a textbook, a web application, you're a product creator. A third way is you're a reseller. So you're buying a digital product like an ebook, a video course, software program, and you have the master resale rights. This is what they call the master resale rights. And when you buy this product, you have the right to resell it to anyone at any price, exactly as it is. You can't modify it, and you can pocket 100% of the profits. And so these are the three ways in which you can financially benefit from the Open Digital University. And of course, there will be a live stream where we're going to teach you exactly how you make money as a reseller, as a product creator, as an affiliate. So for example, here on March 1st, 9 a.m., there's going to be a 1-hour live stream on how to make money as an affiliate of the Open Digital University. And in a similar manner, the next hour, if you're interested in creating products, we're going to have the same thing, how to make money as a product creator at the Open Digital University. And in the same way, here you can have how to make money as a reseller of Open Digital University. So there are other ways, but these are the three ways in which you can make money. And so let's take a look at the requirements. It depends on the situation, but let's delve more deeply into that. Like, how do you know which one or which role to play? Very good question. So let me just clean up a little bit. So these are the three ways to make money. And, typically I would recommend, I'm going to put them in a stairway. I'm not going to recommend, typically, it might not be the case, but typically, the easiest way to make money is as an affiliate. So I'm going to put it at the bottom here. And after that, you can become a reseller and you can become a product creator, which is the most sophisticated. So let's take a look at the requirements for each of these three ways to make money from the Open Digital University. And so, we're going to go into business together, but it doesn't mean that this is the only business you have. It's just my way of trying to help people to make money. So how to with the Open. So you're really like an associate working with us, and we're going to teach you everything you need to know to become an affiliate, a reseller, or a product creator. So an affiliate, basically, it's very simple. You just promote people to to a sales page. So this is the easiest way to start to make money. But the difference here is that the traditional affiliate has to create content. But in this case, you don't have to create this content, this free university, because we're gonna give you all the videos, and you just have to live stream those videos. So I'm gonna put very clearly what is your job and how you make money. So as an affiliate, you just live stream from your laptop the video content, and this is gonna be like 60-minute videos. You live stream the video content on your YouTube channel. So you must have a YouTube channel, you must have a laptop, you must have Wi-Fi, and you can live stream for 2 hours, 3 hours, 24 hours a day. It's really up to you. We're going to teach you how to do that. You need to have OBS Studio installed on your laptop, but this is a free software. It's open source, so very easy to use. We're going to teach you how to do that. In one hour will be dedicated to teaching you how to use OBS Studio. And once you set everything up, then, and this is really important to understand, guys, because I think that not enough people, I think nobody I know in my network actually understands this. But when you have a laptop and you have OBS Studio and you live stream on YouTube, it's the same or even better than having a $20 million TV station. Okay, so think of the internet, or think of the world before 2011. Before 2011, when YouTube live stream came around, in order to live stream something to televisions, and today it's even better, you can live stream to computers, tablets, and phones. But before 2011, you would have to have a TV station that minimally would cost you $20 million, because that's the studio, the equipment, the lighting, the human resources, the infrastructure, the cable, I mean, the building. That would cost you at least $20 million before 2011. But after 2011, you have YouTube live streaming. And so YouTube live streaming is your economic weapon, because you can live stream our video content, so you don't have to create video content, and you can insert your affiliate links. Okay, so this is very important. Insert your affiliate links in the description box under the video, and when people buy through your link, then you get 30%. So an example of an affiliate link is something like this: Gumroad. There's always an L, I don't know why, but then the product name is here, and then there's going to be something like Via and John. So let's say your name is John, and when people click on this link and they buy the product, well, it's going to be tagged with your name, so that the $100 that they pay, $30 will go to you, to your Gumroad account. And so this is how you make money with YouTube live streaming. So let me ask you, like, do you have friends? Do you know anyone who's making money with YouTube? Well, if you don't, it means that your friends, your connections, they don't know how to use YouTube live stream. But in your case, if you do the setup, it's going to take maybe one afternoon. I'm going to teach you how to set up OBS Studio and YouTube channel. Then you can live stream from your laptop. So your laptop can be running 24/7 or 3 hours. So you can have 3-hour live stream. You can have 24/7 live stream, and you're going to make, you're going to generate passive income. So as long as your laptop is running, and as long as you have viewers, then a percentage of the viewers will convert into customers, and you're going to generate passive income. And remember, you are setting up everything just once. After everything is set up through your YouTube channel, you're going to be able to generate passive income. So again, your YouTube channel is something like this. Hold on. Your YouTube channel, your live YouTube channel, is going to be something like this: YouTube at, so let's say your name is John Smith and live. So whenever people go to this address, automatically whatever it is that you're live streaming, they will see it. It will go directly to the video that you're live streaming. And so again, your only job as an affiliate, your only job is just invite people to your live stream. So let me just put it here. Your only job is to invite people to the educational live stream. You're not selling, you're not blogging, you're not creating video content on YouTube, you're not on social media. You're just sending a short message to invite people to very useful, very valuable live streams. That's it. Because once you set up this live stream 24/7 or 3 hours, it's going to make money for you like you're not going to believe it. And this is the easiest way to make money from the Open Digital University. It's very sweet. Like once you start, in 2022 when AI came out, I worked like only for 2 hours to to invite people on LinkedIn, and I made easily like $700 in affiliate commissions. I stopped because it's just too boring, but I proved that you can make easy money with affiliate marketing. I made like $700, but in your case, if you continue and you monitor your live stream here and you make sure that it's continually streaming, meaning that you're like a TV station that, that costs at least $20 million, as long as you run your YouTube live stream channel, people will come and you will make money from your affiliate link over here. Now, like I said, you can be a reseller too, because affiliates here, they make 30% or 40% or sometimes more. So it can even be like 50%. It depends on the product creator. Like in my case, I'm going to start with 30. For some people, like my friends, I'm going to give them 50% so they're more motivated. So basically, they're getting paid like $50 for every sale of a $100 product. Okay, so that's affiliates. Now, what about resellers? Well, resellers is very much the same as affiliates, but it gets a little bit more interesting because you're making more money. So if we consider, just going to erase this, if we consider resellers, they do the same thing. They live stream, except that they don't promote, they promote a Gumroad page, but there's no affiliate link. They're actually promoting a product under their own name. So they're not affiliates, and they're not making like 30 to 50%. They're making 100%. So it means that if the product is selling for $100, then, they pocket, well, actually, they don't pocket $100. They pocket $90 because you have to pay Gumroad. You have to pay Gumroad $10. But still, $90 is better than $30. So resellers are making on average like 3 times more than affiliates. Now, they're making 3 times more money, but that's because they actually bought the product, and the product would be more expensive, right? The affiliates here, the affiliates don't have to buy the product, okay? Like they're just promoting the link. But the resellers, they actually have to buy the product. So for example, if you buy my email marketing video course, you might buy it for $200. It might seem expensive, but when you buy it, you get the master resale rights, MRR. And master resale rights means that you can resell that video course to anyone for $100, and every time you're pocketing $90. So, $200 is not a big deal when you can make $90 over and over again. So what's going to happen over the next, let's say, the next few days or weeks as you live stream as a reseller, it means that every time you're making a net profit of $9. So you're making $9 every time that somebody buys the email marketing video course. And so you can see that, you're going to be making $90 in passive income for the next few years until AI takes over email, but it's going to take some time. And so you're going to make $90 all the time. And therefore, you don't really mind paying $200 upfront because it's like you're getting a product, a high quality product that is proven, because I used to teach email marketing for 5 years since 2017. So this is a proven course. I've been testing it. It's refined, and people get the video course for $100. They get the video course from you for $100. And every time they buy the video course at $100, you're making $90 in profit. Now, what's even amazing is that master resale rights means that anyone who buys the product from you, they can also turn around and make that kind of money. I mean, this is crazy, right? So you're not going to have trouble selling your $100 video course because your customers will have the same thinking. They're going to think, hey, I pay $100 and after that, I'm going to make all this money. So $100 is my recommended price, but in your case, you can decide to charge $200. You can even decide to sell it for $300 because your customers will not mind whether they pay 200 or 100 or or 300. They're going to be happy because they're going to make all this money. That's the power of master resale rights. And you don't see that often. Like not many video course creators out there will enable people to resell their product, because that's a lot of money. Like I could be selling this video course myself and make all this money, but I just don't have time. Like I'm moving on to AI, live streaming, and other business models like myfellowcanadians.org. So I don't have time to make money with that. So since I don't have time to make money, and it took me like 6 years to create this video course, I thought to myself, why not allow other people to make money from this video course? I don't have time to sell it. And if I were to sell it, I would make all this money for myself, but I just don't have time. Money is not really my concern right now. I'm lucky enough to have enough money to stop working. But there's a lot of people out there who are struggling, and that's why I'm offering this video course with master resale rights. Okay, so resellers is where you make a lot of money, because every time it's $90, as opposed to affiliates. Remember, affiliates don't have to buy anything, so they don't have to pay the $200 upfront, because oftentimes, like let's say you're a student or you're retired, and you're unemployed, you don't have $200. So you start as an affiliate. But still, as an affiliate, you're going to be live streaming and you're going to make $30 every time. So it's not too bad. And after you make a lot of commissions as an affiliate, then, obviously at some point, I probably recommend that you become a reseller, because you're making money. So you become a reseller and you pay $200, and then you control the game. Because remember that as an affiliate, you're in a way at the mercy of the product creator. Because if anything happens to the product, if they take it off the shelf and they don't make it available, then you lose all of this. You can have amazing traffic to your live stream, but you're not going to be able to make affiliate commissions because the company went out of business or the product is not marketed anymore. And this, by the way, is what happened with Copy AI. This is where I worked as an affiliate in 2022. I easily made like $700 with less than 2 hours of work. And Copy.ai had an affiliate marketing program, but they discontinued the program, and now they've become like a go-to-market AI company. So they don't have an affiliate program anymore. So that's what I mean. Like, you can make a lot of easy money with affiliate commissions, but you're dependent on the company. When you're a reseller, on the other hand, it's quite different. It doesn't matter what happens to the product because you have a copy of the product, and you can keep selling this product no matter what happened to the product creator. Like he could die tomorrow, God forbid. His company might go out of business, but you have the original product, which is a video file. And so you can sell that product and make money. You can recruit people, employees, associates. You can even, give a job to your children, your teenage children, or anyone your friends, and you're going to be able to make money. And speaking of friends, the course here might cost like $200, but if you split the cost with 3 friends, it's going to come down to $50 per person, right? So you can split the cost with any number of friends, and it's going to become more affordable. Because you could buy it at $200 and you can sell it to your friends, but look, they're your friends. You're not going to sell them something, right? So you can tell your friends, hey guys, why don't we get together, the 4 of us, and we're going to split the $200 fee, and we each pay $50. And after that, we're making $90 every single time. And you can work with your friends as a team also, but you don't really need to have a team because live streaming is very easy. You just need a laptop. If you have a laptop, you can live stream. If you live stream, you just invite people, and when people watch the live stream, some of them will buy your resellable products, and that's when you make money as a reseller over here. So that's the reseller model. Now, the most difficult model is probably the product creator, but I think ultimately we're all going to head in that direction. Everyone is going to be able to create a product. Because remember, as a reseller, you're not creating anything new, right? I'm the one who spent like 5 years to create this video course. And it was difficult. right? It's not just a matter of recording a video course. I had to teach in a classroom. I had to get feedback from students. I had to fine tune it over 5 or 6 years. So for me to create this video course was difficult, but for you to create any product, it's going to be so easy. Why? Because of this wonderful thing they invented called AI. So AI can allow you, oops. Oh yeah, sorry, this is resellers. I have to save it. AI can allow you to create like any digital product. So let's take a look at what AI can allow you to do. So AI is, you're still live streaming from your laptop, except that you're earning 100%, of course, because you're the product creator. So let's say that you're creating a course. I don't know, I have a former student, so let's say she is creating an Instagram video course. I don't know anything about Instagram. I would buy that course, right? So she's creating an Instagram video course, let's say at $100, and so it has 10 modules, and so she's going to be making money, like she's going to be making 90%, $90 every time that she sells. And so she's in control because this is her course, right? And therefore she's going to make $90 every time that she has a customer coming from the live stream, and she is the one who is live streaming on YouTube. So she's selling an Instagram video course for $100. So that's a video course that she's selling. So she has her own Gumroad sales page. And the free video content that she's live streaming can be something like, you know, in 1 hour, she could teach people like what is Instagram, why it matters, whom it benefits, what are the steps, etc. And so this would be a free course. And for people who want more advanced Instagram techniques, then she's going to sell them the video course. So there's always free content, and then there's the actual course. Okay. And like all the live streamers, she can live stream for 3 hours. So while she's live streaming, she can just invite her LinkedIn connections, Facebook friends, etc. to watch a live stream, or she can be live streaming 24/7. And that's how she makes money. So as a product creator, you might not even have to live stream. You can just create a Gumroad sales page, and then other people like the resellers and the affiliates, they will be live streaming for you. So that's the amazing thing about product creators. You just have a Gumroad sales page, and you know, resellers will buy your product if you offer master resale rights, or affiliates will promote your products. You just have to register your affiliates. And so as a product creator, you could have, you know, as product creator, you could have 20, 50, 100 affiliates, and they're all going to promote your Instagram video course. Now, if you're selling for $100, it means that you're making only $60 when affiliates promote, because $30 will go to the affiliate and $10 will go to Gumroad, but you're still making $60 without doing anything because you worked so hard to create the product creator. Actually, you're not working that hard because you're using AI, right, to create video courses. And AI, specifically 11 Labs, can do the voiceover. Grok can generate the videos and images. Gamma can generate the PowerPoint slides. ChatGPT can create the course content. So it's really easy to create, you know, a digital product, and you're going to be making, you're going to be making $60 every single time as a product creator, and you're not doing anything. You don't have to live stream because the affiliates and the resellers will live stream for you. So you're making $60 whenever affiliates send customers to your sales page. And again, you're not doing anything. Like as a reseller, you have to live stream. As an affiliate, you definitely have to live stream. But as a product creator, you do not have to live stream, because the money, the customers will come to you through your affiliates. Okay. And that's it. You're just sitting at home and you're making all this money. Now, in my case, for example, let me talk about a specific example. In my case, let's say I'm creating the calligraphy training video of $100. Like I need, you know, almost like a team, because a product, a video course is very much like a, you know, like a Hollywood movie. So I'm just going to put here calligraphy video course. It's very much like a movie. And so I need like an actress. Okay. I need an actress who's going to, well, first of all, I'm the calligraphy teacher. Okay. So let's take a look at what it takes to create a product. I think this is the holy grail. Because as a reseller, you know, you can buy a product, but how long are you going to be able to sell that product? You know, at some point, products become obsolete, right? Same thing with affiliates. If the company goes out of business, you're losing. You're not going to make money. But even as resellers, you don't have total control. I mean, you have control in the sense that you can sell to anyone and pocket the 100% of the profits, but you don't have to control, because you're not creating. You're just, well, not just, but you're reselling. You're not creating. Ultimately, AI allows anyone to become a creator. And so you have to put on your hat and become a creator. And so an example is that if I create a calligraphy training video course, I have to be the calligraphy teacher, and then ChatGPT is the curriculum or the script writer. It's going to write exactly what I'm going to say in the video. 11 Labs does the voiceover. And sometimes I use ChatGPT and Grok also. They have very nice voices in French and English, in other languages as well. But I'm the calligraphy teacher, or artist. I have to, you know, in a webcam, people have to see my hand because, you know, I'm teaching calligraphy, right? And teacher and also coach. I'm going to talk more about that later. So what else do we need to create a calligraphy video course that's going to sell for $100 in English? Well, like I said, you know, a calligraphy video course, in your case, it's not going to be calligraphy. In your case, it can be any video course that shares your valuable knowledge. You have to consider the video course very much like a Hollywood production. So you have, like, I don't know if you know, but it all starts with a screenplay, right? Somebody, a writer, is going to write an amazing story. Like, take the case of Die Hard, amazing story, right? That propelled Bruce Willis to superstardom. The story is really amazing. And let me talk a little bit about the screenplay, because a lot of times people think that, oh, a video course, oh, I'm not a teacher, and, you know, it takes some time and blah, blah, blah. But actually, a video course can be exciting, like a Hollywood movie. Now, I need a second cup of coffee. Give me 5 minutes. I'll come back. Okay, give me 5 minutes, because this is really important. Just give me 5 minutes, and I'll be right back and talk about this very, very important topic. You're gonna love it, you know, because once you understand how Hollywood works, how they make movies, how they edit movies, you're gonna be able to create a video course that you can sell at least minimum $100. Don't sell less than $100. People don't take you seriously, and it's proven that $100 is the optimal price. But later on, you can even sell it for $300. Just give me 5 minutes. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back, guys. So we were talking about how creating a video course is very much like an exciting production, Hollywood production. It's like a movie. So why should it be like a movie? Because if you create a normal course, it's fine. You can sell, but there's so little attention today. You want to grab people's attention, and you want to create a video course that is, I would say, cinematic in a sense that it has a story, it engages people. And by the way, it doesn't have to be a course. Like in my case, it's calligraphy, so I'm just going to put in parentheses. But in your case, it can be any video course, right? And so I'm going to explain to you exactly what I do, and you can apply it to your situation. But it doesn't have to be like a typical course. You want to be original. And just in terms of originality, I just want to mention something here that I've learned from the movie industry, because I'm a big movie buff. I love to watch movie. I love Hollywood, but also independent movies, right? And so you can learn from your favorite movies. But there's one movie, you can search for it on Google or the internet. It's called The Blair Witch Project. It's very, very, very clever. And in a nutshell, it's a story of a group of young people. They go into the woods and I don't know, they were doing some research. And so the entire movie is like a handheld video cam, right? So it's like, it's not really a movie. It's a movie, but it's shot from the point of view of a amateur video cam, and it's a horror movie. And so the way that they wrote the story, the script, the shooting, the acting, it's so real. It's like a documentary, but it's a horror movie, which is a documentary. And anyways, just check it out. Amazing project. And of course, you have screenplays like Die Hard made Bruce Willis super famous. Other like Rocky, a lot of inspirational movies. Rocky, one of my favorite, movies. It's a story. So, your video course or video product doesn't have to be like a typical course. Like in my case, it's going to be a course of 10 modules, and it's fine, for people who want to learn. But in addition to my course, I want to create like a kind of a calligraphy documentary, right? So it can be, whoops, I'm going to stick with calligraphy, but again, in your case, it's going to be another topic. It can be a documentary where I talk about, the history of calligraphy, its revival today, where it's going in the future, how to do calligraphy with tablets, iPads and Samsung tablets, how to view calligraphy on the phone, like really a modern take on calligraphy. So that's a documentary that I'm going to sell for $100, maybe to high school, colleges, teachers, parents. So it's a documentary. It's not a course. The course here is going to be $100. And of course, there's going to be other types of video content. So my point is that it doesn't have to be a video course. It can be a video documentary. It can be something else too. Let me think and brainstorm with you here. It can be a biography. Okay, so this is just an idea. I don't know if it's a good idea, but this is me. Biography of Peter when it comes to calligraphy. So just focusing on my calligraphy journey, I'm going to explain and show and narrate how I learned calligraphy when I was 12, how it impacted my academic studies. I became the valedictorian of my high school. How it made me super confident, what it taught me over the years. And so that can be, a type of video content or video course. And I would probably sell it for $49 because it has a lower value than a video course or a documentary. And then there can be another. Let me see. Maybe okay, how about calligraphy from all over the world? And believe it or not, the inspiration for this comes from Baywatch. Like Baywatch was a TV series starring David Hasselhoff, and it's watched all over the world because you have beautiful girls in bikinis, and there's always a story, but I think the story is really secondary. You just want to see beautiful people. So in a way, it's like that. This calligraphy, no, this video product would be titled Calligraphy from All Over the World, and in this video, I would have ambassadors. Ambassadors are beautiful women from 20, 30 countries, and they would talk about calligraphy or handwriting or language or culture, anything related to language and writing and literature from their countries, and I would videotape them. And I can even interview them on Zoom, right? So they can stay in their country, Germany, France, Asia. No, sorry, Asia is not a country. China, Vietnam, Philippines, Japan. I can interview them on Zoom, and I would capture the video recordings and put them inside of this video, which I'm going to sell for $100. And of course, the actresses, and whom I call ambassadors, in that in that video product, they will be promoted as well. So like Quebec is not a country, it's a province, but I will even have beautiful women from Quebec talk about the French language in Quebec, which is quite different from France. They talk about these actresses in Quebec can talk about the French culture, literature, the songs, anything having to do with language. And so we're going to sell that video for $100. Beautiful people here. Here we have my journey. Here we have instruction, and here we have the history and the future. And so these are just 4 types of video products that I will create, but they will all follow like the Hollywood production process. So let's talk about the team that you have when you're creating these video products. Okay, so I'm just going to erase this. So typically, I think everybody knows this, but I'm just going to mention it. Typically, in any Hollywood production, you have, let me just put it here, you have the screenplay writer, it all starts with a script, right? The screenplay writer presents the screenplay to studio executives, and they select it. And so they pay for the screenplay. For example, Rocky was a screenplay, and then the studio will interview movie directors, and the directors would come and they each would pitch a certain concept. So for example, for the Spider-Man movie, you have I forgot his name, but he came in, Sam Raimi. He came in and he pitched his vision of Spider-Man, and the studio selected him as the director. And sometimes there's only one director, but a lot of times studios, they want to interview directors. So let's say you have a director who's selected, and then the director will choose. There will be a casting director, someone who's going to choose the actor, and so they select the actor or the actors, which is very crucial, by the way. Think about movies like The Godfather. For The Godfather, they actually considered Robert Redford, but like the guy is blonde, handsome, yes, but it's difficult to picture Robert Redford in the role of a Godfather. On the other hand, what's his name? Al Pacino, a complete newbie, and Francis Ford Coppola saw the potential of Pacino, and he put him in that movie. And of course, we all know Godfather 2 is one of the greatest movies of all time. Al Pacino also played a Cuban refugee and criminal in Scarface. And so, choosing the right actor is very crucial. And so we have these people: screenplay writer, director, casting director, actors, and then we have the production director. This is someone who's supervising the set, the set pieces and the landscape. We have the photography director. Of course, later on we have more technical people, the cameramen, or men plural. But before that, I think you have makeup artists, sometimes special effects. You have there's a whole bunch of people. I'm not saying that you need everyone here, but when you understand the Hollywood production process, you're more likely to really appreciate what goes into a video product. And a video product, sometimes it can be something you create quickly, but remember that you want your video product to be of maximum quality. Why? Because once you have something that is really, really of high value, after that, you're just going to print money. Because when people buy your video course, they get exactly the same copy. And so you want it to be of very high quality. Same thing here. I want it to be of very high quality because it's really like printing money. So when you look at, $100 bill, for example, it's very well designed. Like, you just pull out your wallet or your purse and look at the $100 bill inside of your purse or wallet, and you can see that it's so well designed. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to show you the Canadian dollar bill. Just hold on just a minute here. Just going to show you. Hold on just a minute, guys. I really want to show you a dollar bill because a video product really, really is it has to be really well designed. And so I don't know if you can see here. Oh yeah, here. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a $100 bill. You can look at it. It's so well designed. It's not paper. It's a kind of plastic, but it's so well designed. And, that's what you're trying to create. So when you create a video course, just think seriously about creating the kind of high quality product that is very much like a $100 bill, and afterwards it's very much, watch this, it's very much like as if you're able to print money. But of course the original dollar bill has to be of very high quality. Nobody can make a counterfeit copy. It has to be of very high quality, and afterwards, you're going to be able to print like even while you're sleeping. Your affiliates, your resellers, your marketing people, they will be able to just make a copy, and you're going to be so rich. But of course there is a price, because being an affiliate is the easiest. You just have to promote a link. Being a reseller, you promote your product because you have the right to resell it. But being a video product creator, it's very challenging. Even if you have artificial intelligence to help you, it's still challenging. So, now we're going to take a look at all the ways in which you can, all the equipment that you need in order to create something of value. Okay, so basically these are the professionals, but of course we're not creating a movie, and so we have to take a look at exactly in the case of a video product like a video course, what exactly do you need? Okay, so we have to get down to planet Earth and take a look at, like, I'm gonna use, you know, my calligraphy video course, but in your case it can be a video course on anything where you're an expert. Okay, so raise that. Okay, so I have to be the calligraphy teacher, artist, and coach. I need a ChatGPT to write the script, or I can write it and it's going to fine tune it. I need 11 labs to do the voiceover. ChatGPT and Grok can also do the voiceover. I need, okay, in terms of equipment, I need a 2K webcam to capture my calligraphy in 1p resolution. I need Camtasia to do the video editing. I need OBS Studio to live stream my calligraphy content, video content, and video courses. I need Gumroad. So these are things that you need if you want to create a video course that's going to print money for you. Like, it's going to print $100 bills for you. And you can get together with other people, but these are, you know, what you need. In my case, I need a gamer PC to do a video editing quickly. You know, you can use a regular laptop or desktop, but a gamer PC, mine costs like over $2,000, so it's a little bit expensive. But you know, it's going to be a little bit more slow when you use an ordinary computer. But anyways, you need a computer, you know, so a laptop or desktop. What else? Yeah, of course I need my calligraphy equipment, goes without saying. But you know, this is what I have to do to create a video course that sells for $100, and affiliates can make $30, and this is never going to be sold with master resale rights because I want to be in control of this product. But yeah, so these are the people who are involved. You can see that ChatGPT is here, 11 Labs is here. I also use a voice application, voice to text, called Speech Notes on my phone. And you know, so you can see that I'm the only human being here. This is an app. This is a software. This is AI. I might use Base44 to create a web application that teaches people calligraphy for free. But yeah, this is oh yeah, in terms of human beings, let's put it here. I'm the hand, right? So I need like an actress who's going to do the voiceover. So let's call it voice talent. So typically it would be a female. And if, you know, I use an actress to show her on screen, she can explain different calligraphy. I'm going to be on screen also, but she might interview me. So here I would need an actress, so she would show her face and voice. Voice talent is just a voice. She doesn't have to show her face. But that's it. Maybe I need students. I have a few calligraphy students. I interview them and they can provide testimonials. So these are the humans involved, and these are the AIs involved to help me to create this video course so I can print I can print $100 bills forever and ever. Okay, Base44. Speech Notes is an app, so we're going to put it here, Speech Notes, etc. And guys, that's it. That's the Mission Impossible team. You know, humans, AI, and apps. And whoops, at the bottom we have equipment, so let me just put that in. I used to teach project management, so this is what you have to do before you create a project like a video course. You have to plan everything. And speaking of project management, you know, I might as well include and maybe teach you some basic concepts about project management, because a video course is not something that you just do, on the spur of the moment. You need like project management principles, techniques, etc. So for example, risk management, you have to define the scope. What are the requirements? I'm going to talk more about that later on, but the requirements, the timeline, the budget, it's going to require a budget for you to buy, the equipment, and maybe for you to pay for these talented professionals. Budget, you have to do the Gantt chart. I'm going to explain later. The work breakdown structure, the milestones. These are stuff that I used to teach in a project management course, but you really have to manage it like a project, in the same way that for any movies out there, in Hollywood, they treat the movie production as a project. But in those cases, like, it can take a year, 2 years, 5 years. But in the case of your video course, it's probably going to take 2 weeks if it's a small project, or 2 months, right? And in those 2 weeks and 2 months, you have to manage your project very professionally. And so, it sounds great that you can create a video course selling for $100, and after that you can print $100 bills, but it does require effort. It does require motivation. So it has to be something that you really, really, really believe in. I believe in teaching calligraphy in multiple languages to every child on the planet. And I say child because that's the best time to learn calligraphy. You're picking up new skills, you're building your self-confidence, you're at school, you're going to be writing with a pen and paper, right? So it's the best time. Young professionals too, and artists, and anyone who's interested in learning calligraphy, I want this calligraphy video to be available to them. And so I really, really, really believe in teaching calligraphy all over the world. A little bit like Bruce Lee, who used cinematography to introduce Chinese culture and Kung Fu to a worldwide audience. Although, Bruce Lee never created a video course, he just wrote a book called Jeet Kune Do, which is very good. I recommend it. But if Bruce Lee was alive today, he would probably create tons of video course on Jeet Kune Do and Kung Fu to introduce people to, the art of Kung Fu. And so I really believe in it. So it's not just about making money. I can make money in many other ways. So in your case, you have to choose a project that you really believe in, because there's a lot that you have to think about here. You have to recruit and secure all these talents and equipment. And here you have to manage the project, or you can hire a project manager to help you. And this is here, you can hire a project manager to help you, project coordinator. But this is what it takes, if you want to start printing $100 bill on the internet. The good news is that after you made all this effort, let's say in 2 months, after that, AI is going to help you to market your video course. It's going to help you to create sales funnels. AI is going to do the marketing for you. And this year, and AI agents like OpenClaw, they're going to be more accessible to anyone. But you just have to have a product. And this is something I want to stress over and over again. If you don't have a product to sell, you're not going to benefit from AI. This is super important. So let me just put it down here so that it's very clear. If you don't have a digital product to sell online, AI is not going to benefit you financially. It can still be useful, in terms of health, in terms of answers that you're getting. But if your goal is to make money with AI, then friends, you need to have a digital product. You need to have a digital product. A service is not enough. Like, I know tons of people who are great freelancers, but it's not enough. It's not sustainable, because you only have 24 hours in the day, right? Even if you charge people like, I don't know, like $80 like I used to as a teacher, $80 is nothing, because I have to work. I'm limited. Like, every day I can only teach like with high energy, which is what I do. I can only teach like 6 hours, right? So, services, whether you're teaching, you're live streaming, you're teaching on Zoom in person, you're a consultant, you're a freelancer, it's not sustainable. You have to switch to a product-based business. Okay, you have to create a product-based business. A service-based business doesn't make sense, unless you're a franchise. But if you're a franchise like McDonald's, the value is not in the services. The value is in the franchise, the procedures, the system. The system is the product. So forget about services, consulting, freelancing. It's not sustainable. It's good in the short term. You make quick money. But like, if you want to be an entrepreneur, if you want AI to make a lot of money for you, you got to create a digital product. And here it might sound sophisticated, but start with something super simple, what they call a minimum viable product, so that you're motivated. I'm super motivated. So for me, this is pure joy. But for a lot of people, you can launch a product for only $30 and forget about all this. Just create a simple video tutorial, let's say of 60 minutes, and it teaches people how to, and then you show them how to achieve something, a result that you were able to achieve. So just to give you an example, I might actually do this. Let's say how to lose 20 pounds in 20 pounds in 60 days. Okay, there's huge demand because 30% of the Canadian population is obese. 70% of the Canadian population, the American population is obese. So I've been able to achieve this. I went from 170 to 150 in 60 days, and I have the technique, I have the methodology. I can just talk for 60 minutes. I talk for 60 minutes. I share my files, my source material, how I'm able to do it. And after 60 minutes, people will know exactly how to lose 20 pounds. And I stopped because my ideal weight is 150. But if you continue, trust me, you're going to enjoy intermittent fasting. That's the technique I used. It's proven. People are using it all over the world, but it's a kind of a secret. And even if people know about it, they don't do it because they have motivational problems, they have psychological problems, they have inner blockages, and I'm going to help them in only 60 minutes. And I would charge $30, and it would include, unlimited questions and answers via email or messenger. And it's good for me because when they ask me a lot of questions, it's going to help me to improve the 60-minute video, So 60 minutes total, but it could be like it could be like 6 clips of 10 minutes each. So I can improve any of those 6 clips based on the questions and answers and comments from people. And so I'm very happy to provide this bonus. But you can see that there's a huge demand, and I'm not going to take like 2 weeks or 2 months to create this video course. I'm going to take like one afternoon. One afternoon, I record myself, 6 clips of 10 minutes, and I sell it for $30. And you guys know me by now, $30, it's going to keep repeating. So it's like there's no $30 bills, but it's like I'm printing $30 every time. And of course, I'm not printing $30. I'm actually printing $20 because I want to give $10 to my affiliates, right? So I'm making only $20, but still, I'm printing $20 bills like this based on something I actually achieved in my life. Ideal weight, 150 pounds. It's very simple. It's a technique. People can, here's the thing that's important to understand. People can search for intermittent fasting on the internet. They read about it. Most people know about it, but they have so many blockages. Okay, they have beliefs. They have constraints. People might say, "Oh, Peter, you don't understand. You're a single guy. You have no kids. I have kids. I cannot do intermittent fasting." People come up with all kinds of excuses. Oh, I have this illness. I have a busy work schedule. I need my breakfast in the morning. I need food, man. They have all kinds of blockages, and I call them excuses. You know why? Because obesity is a medical condition. Do you want to die or do you want to live? Okay, I should be more compassionate, but the compassionate way for me is to tell them, look, I understand you have blockages, you have beliefs, negative beliefs, you have constraints, you have children, you have husbands, you have wives, you have to work in the morning, you have to eat breakfast, blah, blah, blah. So I wouldn't use the word excuses, that's kind of like insulting. But I would tell people, look, I understand, but try it. You don't know what you can do until you try it. Now, if somebody goes to me and say, no, Peter, I tried intermittent fasting and after 10 hours, I was about to faint. Okay, well, okay. That intermittent fasting is not for you. But intermittent fasting can be for a lot of people who can fast for 10 hours and then the following day or the following week, you fast for 11 hours and then 12 hours. You go progressive. Like in my case, at the beginning, it was, I think, 12 hours. And after that, I went to 14 hours. And towards the end of the 60 days, I was fasting for 20 hours because I learned so much from fasting. I learned to listen to my body. And even though I feel hungry, I'm able to control my mind. This is a mind control thing as well. I control my mind by saying stupid things like, Peter, come on, you're not going to die, and even after 20 hours, I'm not dead, a little bit uncomfortable at the beginning. You're not used to it, but your body will readjust. Your body will eventually stop bothering you with those hunger signals, because the body is concerned, right, that you're going to die. But I have enough calories in my body. I'm not going to die. So towards the end, I was fasting for 18 hours, 20 hours, and I felt fine. I felt totally fine. And, I'm losing that weight. Now I look great. I flat stomach. I feel great. But more than losing weight, I understood something in those 60 days. I understood something super important that maybe is equally or more important than fasting or losing weight. I understood that I can control myself. Okay, I can control what my right hand is doing. Because a lot of times, I know this is a tangent, but it's going to help a lot of people who are struggling with weight issues. The crazy thing is that in the industry, they talk about weight loss program, but this is crazy. Why are you talking about weight loss program? I would talk about something like, do not put on the weight in the first place program, right? Like, why do people put on the weight? They don't have self-control. They don't have the education. They put on the weight and then they're trying to lose weight. Well, instead of trying to lose the weight, just do not put on the weight. Do not put on the weight in the first place. And I'm going to share with you all my secrets. And I might even interview in this video all the people who have been successful in losing weight. Sometimes it's 10 pounds extra. Sometimes people can lose 50 pounds. I'm going to interview all of them on Zoom. And therefore, you're going to have tons of testimonials from people who are able to lose weight. How to lose weight in 60 days. And this is actually something I feel excited. I'm going to launch it, $30 only. And people can lose weight and they can have a healthier life. So yeah, let's do that. This is just an idea, but it's going to work. There's demand for that. I've done it. I have the results. And this is something I want to mention quickly to inspire you. Anything that you've done in your life, as soon as you have the result, start teaching people. Start teaching. You can teach on Zoom. You can teach by using your smartphones and just record a tutorial of 15 minutes. You can do a live stream. So you record on phone. Start teaching. Start helping people. You know why? Because the result that you have, it's very much like your candle is lit, right? So it's very much like you have a lit candle. And when you're teaching, you allow others to light their candles at your flame. So if you have the knowledge, why not teach it? It costs you nothing. You just open your mouth. You just open your mouth and you're going to be helping people. Many people have this excuse, oh, Peter, I'm not a teacher. I don't look good on camera. My voice is bad. Oh, come on, come on. You have a result. That's what people are dying for today. You know, success is very difficult. You have to be compassionate. You know, if you've had success in any field, I encourage you strongly, start speaking up, start teaching. And you don't even have to create like a video tutorial or a course. Just start what they call Ask Me Anything Zoom session. It's what they call AMA. So I don't even have to teach like create how to lose 20 pounds 60 days, you know, because it's going to take me an afternoon or maybe one day to create this video program of $30. I can just send an invitation to my 500 Facebook friends, and you know, I feel really excited as I'm developing this idea, or my 21,000 connections on LinkedIn, right? And just tell them, hey guys, join me in a Zoom session, 40 minutes, ask me anything about intermittent fasting, and I'm going to try to help you. And you know what? At the end of the Zoom session, I'm going to have a Zoom recording of 40 minutes. I can restart another 40 minutes because I have the free Zoom plan. And that recording itself is going to be a video that I can sell for, I don't know, man, $10. So I'm just helping people in a Zoom session. I'm just answering questions from people. And after that, I'm going to be printing $10 bills. Do you see how easy it is to help people and make money, you know, by creating a video product? It's so easy. So if we want to talk about real numbers, let's say I have 20,000 connections. We said that in Canada, 30% are obese, and the United States, 7%. So let's say 30%, okay, let's say 50% are obese in North America. Guys, it means that out of 20,000 connections on LinkedIn, there's probably 10,000 who are obese. Okay, it means that if I like, they cannot all attend my free Zoom session, but let's say that they want the video. It means that I have a market potential of, oh my God, that's 100,000, because I'm going to be selling them the Zoom recording. Can you see? Like, I'm just creating a Ask Me Anything Zoom session, and after that, you know, after 2 hours or 40 minutes, I have a potential of $100,000. Now, of course, not all of them will buy. I realize that, but even if 10%, it's still $10,000 payoff for, you know, a Zoom session. It's so easy. I know so many people who have health results, even relationships or marriage or parenting results. They raise great kids. Cooking results. I'm an absolute beginner in the kitchen. Muscular results. They go to the gym, they achieve something, or financial or business results, investing result, but they're not teaching. And that is such a huge mistake. You're leaving so much money on the table, because as you can see, you're just starting with a Ask Me Anything Zoom session, and you create a video recording, and after that, you're making money like there's no tomorrow. It's so easy to make money. You just have to make an effort to see things a little bit differently. See your knowledge as extremely valuable. So I'm going to give you a bonus here. I'm going to go further, because it's not just the result that you have. You have to structure it in a certain way. Okay. So let's say that you have a result. In my case, for example, it can be calligraphy competency, right? I achieved that skill. It can be a result like, you know, I lost 20 pounds in 60 days. It can be anything. So once you have the result, you have to, oh, this is so good. This is so good. After you have the result, you can't just, you know, just talk about the result. I mean, this is the result, right? But it's just one line. So you have to think about the actions. What are the actions that I actually took? So I have to remember, oh yeah, during those 60 days, what did I do exactly? You know, I wake up in the morning, I get my cup of coffee, and you're allowed to have coffee when you're fasting. And then I work on my computer. I do my regular work, but I created a text file to record what I eat and when, and so I can calculate the fasting window. The fasting window is the number of hours. It can be 12 hours, can be 14 hours, etc. So that's all, guys. That's all I did. In terms of actions. That's the crazy thing about fasting. To lose weight, you don't have to exercise. You don't have to go to the gym. You don't have to do nothing. You just have to not eat. So it's very particular. For learning calligraphy, it's a different set of actions, but let's concentrate on the goal here. So have you achieved a positive result? Yes. Okay, good. What are the actions that you took? For 60 days, that's exactly what I did. So very simple. And you can talk about the emotions too. How did I feel? Because you wanna give people, like in my case, like a preview of what they're likely to go through, right? So how did I feel? I feel uncomfortable first few days. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention every day, action every day, to encourage myself. Every day I check my weight and record it. And it's amazing because after a few days I see, oh my God, I just lost like 1 pound. And after that, after a week, I lost 3 pounds. So it's very, very encouraging. And that's what I recommend to people. Check your weight every day and record it in a file, along with the date, of course. So emotions, how did I feel? This is a new thing I just came up with. How did I feel? Uncomfortable first few days. I feel mentally sharp. And the reason why I think I feel mentally sharp is that imagine that you're a tiger and we're all animals, right? We're mammals. If you're a tiger and you haven't eaten for 2 days, suddenly your mind is very sharp because you have to catch that prey that day, the third day. Otherwise, you're going to die. So that's exactly what happened to me. I became super sharp mentally. Difficult to explain, but I felt this mental clarity. I was very efficient in my work. I thought and I wrote very clearly. And so that's how I felt. And then, probably after 1 week, no problemo. Like I don't feel uncomfortable. In fact, I look forward to fasting. And so it's important for me to share those feelings with you because a lot of people, they will feel uncomfortable the first few days. But if they feel that, oh my God, I feel so hungry, you know what? Forget about Peter. Forget about intermittent fasting. I'm just going to eat something. Well, you just ruined the whole thing. And so the purpose of my sharing these emotions and those sensations is that I want people to feel it's okay to feel uncomfortable. It's okay. Your body is signaling to you that you should eat, but that's just a bad habit. It's like a child who's going to pester you to buy something, but no, you just have to ignore the child. It's not good for the child to eat candies and chocolates. So you will be uncomfortable the first few days, but I guarantee you it gets easier. And this is something where I have to reassure people. It gets easier. Okay, just hang on to it. Remember, have a picture of yourself. You can go on Grok, have a picture of yourself thinner, and that's amazing. Take a picture of yourself and tell Grok to change your picture so that it looks like you lost 20 pounds, and you're going to look so amazing. So motivate yourself, reassure yourself. It's okay to be uncomfortable. It's part of the process. I'm going to stick to it because I'm too freaking fat. Like, don't insult yourself, but enough is enough. You want to lose the weight. Come on. You want to lose the weight because obesity is actually a danger. You're going to die sooner. We live in a world of AI, robots are coming, medical technologies. You don't want to die because of some cardiovascular problem that is caused by your having too much weight. You don't want to do that. You want to be there for your kids and grandkids. You want to live a long life. So that's the emotional part. Emotions, sensations. I'm going to share with people how I feel. And after that, after the emotions, you want to share the manageability, or the M, which stands for manage or the management system. So the management system is important because no matter how clear your video is, people will make mistakes. They will make mistakes. So the management system is kind of like an error correcting system. People will make mistakes when they learn calligraphy. They will make mistakes when they learn Instagram marketing. They will make mistake. Whatever it is that you're teaching people, you can show them the results. You can spell out the step-by-step actions. You can tell them how they're going to feel their emotions and how to overcome those emotions. But people will always make mistakes. So you have to have a system that helps people to identify those mistakes and make the right corrections. So that's the management system. Now, in this case, in the case of losing pounds, it's not that hard. It's not like I'm teaching you social dancing or yoga or calligraphy or how to speak in public or how to sell. You're likely to make mistakes because you have to perform actions. But in this case, it's very interesting because the action here is no action. Just don't eat for 14 hours. So there's not much of a error correcting system. In fact, when you create a text file to record what you eat and when you eat, that is going to prevent the errors. Because one error people might have is that they don't record the fasting windows. And so today they fast for 14 hours, and tomorrow they're going to fast for 12 hours, and the next day they're going to fast for 17 hours. It's not consistent. So the text file here will allow people to prevent the mistake of being inconsistent. So if you're going to fast for 12 hours this week, just record it. Next week, you can fast for 13 hours, the following week for 14 hours. But ultimately, it's a management system that allows your students and your customers to correct themselves. There's basically 5 pillars, right? The top one, which is not really relevant in this case for intermittent fasting, is what I call a framework. So this is what I've done with all my workshops. I always have a framework. Like in email marketing, it's Plus. In starting a business, it's BMW. In professional sales, I have 5 steps. So you need to have a framework, but I'll talk more about that. But the point here is that as long as you have these 5 components, the framework, the results, the actions, the specific actions that you took. So let me just put specific step-by-step actions. You have proven results. You share your emotions and sensations, how you feel. This is very important. And you have a management system. As long as you have these 5 components, then you can create a video course and you can print money. Whether you're printing $100 or whether you're printing $30, it's still money, right? And so that's what I'm saying. I'm just giving you a cursory introduction here, but that's how I've been able to make money by teaching and by creating digital products. Nobody out there is teaching that. And I'm going to create a live stream on this, but you're going to be able to print money. Money is never going to be a problem for you ever again. Like, even if you haven't achieved results like I did, lost 20 pounds, or, I learned to become a professional calligrapher. Even so, you can use these 5 components to help somebody else, right? You can talk to the expert to help him or her extract the framework and talk about the results and the specific step-by-step actions. And so you can help other people to create a video course, or you can create a video course yourself. But the bottom line is that you and your expert will be able to print money, because video is so powerful. Video is so powerful because today, did you know that people can stream a video on, or play a video on their tablet, computer, and smartphone. Did you know, for example, that there's 5.22 billion smartphone users, okay, compared to only 2 billion computer users? And so if you have a video that teaches people something useful, like in my case, calligraphy, or marketing, business, how to lose weight, people can live stream or play your video on their smartphone, and that's a huge market. And so video is very pervasive, and it's very powerful, because you can write an ebook. I could write an ebook, but come on, people prefer to see like videos. So for my intermittent fasting here, I can use Grok to generate videos of someone who's fat, obese, and then he or she becomes thinner and therefore more successful, more confident, and will succeed in every other area of life. Because if you can control your weight, you can control a lot of things in life. Think about it. Your body is physical, it's tangible. If you can't even control your right hand, which if you're like me, you use your right hand to put food into your mouth. If you can't even control your right hand, what can you control in life? So that's one thing I want to encourage people. I don't want to be offensive, but it's just my challenge, my gentle challenge to people. And I would put it this way: if you can't control your right hand or your left hand, and decide what food and when to put that food in your mouth, what can you control in life? That's why we see that a lot of people who have been able to shed off their weight, extra weight, they become successful in other areas because they achieve something that I call self-control or self-mastery. If you can control your right hand, even though your stomach is sending, I don't know what they call it, I think gremlins or something like that. Your stomach is sending those gremlin signals, which means hunger signals. And if you can ignore those signals, in the same way that if you're a parent, you ignore the tantrums of your child who's 4 or 5, if you can ignore that, you have achieved self-control and mastery. And that's why I often thank my little brother Joe. He's the one who challenged me. Like, Joe actually challenged me to go on fasting. And of course, I always take a challenge. And so he challenged me. He's the one who's the intermittent expert. But I really owe him a lot, because I was telling my brother Joe that it's not just losing 20 pounds. I've gained self-mastery, self-control, and I feel so confident. I feel that if I set my mind to do anything, a goal, I'm going to achieve it. And so that's the benefit. But first of all, people have to understand, and I can give like live streams and keep talking about this because I'm very passionate about giving people self-control and mastery. By the way, calligraphy also will give you self-control and mastery. If you can't control your right hand, like, what can you control in life? You can't control your mind because you don't see what's going on in your mind. It's invisible. But your right hand, you like put your right hand in front of your face right now. You can actually see it. So who's controlling who? Is your right hand controlling your mind, or is your mind controlling your right hand? If your mind can control your right hand, you will lose weight. You will be healthy, happy. You will be sexy, because someone who is overweight is not sexy. Come on. And you will have an amazing life. So I don't want to go too long on this because I've been talking for 1 hour and 50 minutes, but I'm so passionate about this. And by the way, this is something that should be part of your system for creating a video course. You've got to, let me just put it here because it's so important. It's not enough to have these 5 components. You have the framework, you have the results, you have the actions, you share the emotions that you went through, especially negative emotions, and how you overcame. And it's not just enough to have a management system. The other thing is that you must have 100% conviction that your knowledge will help people. Now, of course, it will help people who are willing. And even though I have 100% conviction, I'm not going to impose my intermittent fasting on people. I'm just going to mention it. Hey, this is a video, it can help you. And if you don't go for it, that's fine too. You can find your own way. But I just want to make it available to you. So it's very important not to impose your conviction. You might be 100% convinced that intermittent fasting is the way, but respect people's agency. They will choose again. They can choose intermittent fasting or other techniques on their own time. So that's the thing that you have to balance, okay? Very important. 100% conviction, but plus total respect for people's free will and agency. Allow them, give them the dignity to choose to the path that is most appropriate for them. Like, you don't know what's going on in people's lives. Like, somebody might be going through a difficult relationship or might be having some other illness, and for them, they just can't do the intermittent fasting. For me, it was easy because I was a peaceful person. I accepted, my life. And so I was at peace. But there are some people you have to be, respectful. They are going through something difficult, and intermittent fasting is the last thing on their mind. Like, even if you tell them, hey, John, you're obese, you're 30 pounds obese, they don't care about that. They might be struggling with drug addiction, alcohol, cigarette, like that, be compassionate. And so you can be 100% convinced that your knowledge, your videos will help people, but still, please respect people's, and just be present. Just tell them, look, I've created this video for you, and if it helps you, that's great. And by the way, I want to introduce a new business model that I think you'll love. This is amazing. Like, whenever I do these live streams and I talk out loud, like, I feel like a crazy person. There's nobody watching right now probably, but I feel like I'm talking to myself. But oh yeah, so what's happening, oh my god, you're gonna love this. What's happening is that nowadays, this is so cool. Nowadays, when you have these okay, so you have conviction, you don't even have to pressure people. You can just say something like, hey folks, or your Facebook friends, I created this $100 video, lose it can be useful to people who want to lose weight. Like, it's a very simple message, and I can send it to my Facebook friend, my LinkedIn connections, and then you say something like, I want it to be accessible to anyone who needs it. And then I can put the stats, in Canada, 30% of people are obese. Obese doesn't mean you have a few extra pounds. It means that you have an illness, you have a medical condition where based on your body mass index, and that has to do with your height, you should have a certain weight, but you're like significantly overweight. So 30% in Canada, and a hopping 70% in USA. So this is a real problem. I want it to be accessible to anyone who needs it, so I'm releasing it free of charge in my OneDrive folder. And OneDrive folder, by the way, is different from Google Drive because I have OneDrive cloud storage. I'm paying for it, but I have like 1 terabyte of storage space. But more importantly, I can put a password. In a Google Drive, you cannot put a password. So I'm releasing free of charge in my OneDrive folder all the video tutorials totaling 60 minutes and text files. Okay, so I'm releasing for free of charge. I'm just going to underline that. If you download or stream it and find it useful, you can donate. So I'm not going to put $100. Probably the value is $30. You can donate $30 if you wish, no obligation. So this is not really a product that I'm selling. I'm just going to share it. Like, who cares? You know, I don't need money right now. But if they find it useful, they can donate it. And this is something you can do for, or you can use another word, because if you say donate, sometimes people don't feel like donating. You know, they don't have this donor identity. Or you can say you can pay $30 if you wish. And so this is very powerful because you can release it to anyone, and a lot of people will download it or they will stream it. And those who find it useful and they find it, you know, this video by Peter, you know, and the video tutorials, it actually helps me, so I'm going to pay him $30. But a lot of people, they watch it and they think, you know, intermittent is not for me. Intermittent fasting is too radical, whatever. It's not for me. So they download it and they stream it, but they're not going to pay you, which is fine. Which is fine, because if it's not useful to them, why would they pay you, right? So it's totally fair. So the great thing about this business model is that there's no marketing, no promotion, no hustling, no sales, no pressure, you know, no time. I don't want to spend time, no effort. The only effort, the only thing I do is send this message to people. And that's it. You know, when you have this kind of generosity and this focus on helping people, they might not pay you $30, but at least in their mind, they're thinking, okay, Peter is a nice guy. He's offering it free of charge just to help people. And, you know, any effort or any act of love is never wasted. People will remember you. Like, even if they don't find it useful, and even if intermittent fasting is not for them, they're still going to remember you. That's very important. So for me, no marketing, no promotion, no sale, no pressure, no time, no effort. So if you want, we can compare the two different approaches, although this is not about maximizing revenue. It's really about helping other people. Why? Because I have 100% conviction that my knowledge about intermittent fasting, which is very limited, by the way, but, you know, it can help people. But if you want to compare the two business models, let's say that instead of doing this, I actually do like the traditional business thing, okay? And I'm actually trying to make money from this $30 thing. So here, the difference is release for free, and they pay or donate what if they want. So that's, to me, I think it's a very gentle approach, because again, no marketing, no promotion, no sales. Okay. The other approach is almost the opposite. You know, you offer free content and then you get them down your funnel, which is automated. It can be an email funnel, and then, you know, they purchase. So this is the traditional business model, and both can work. You know, one is not necessarily better. This might seem more gentle, but this might be very good also, because here, when you're offering free content, you know, for example, I can say, in the free content, the free video, I can explain intermittent fasting. What is it, and why is it important, and who benefits, and who the heck is Peter, right? So all of this is free, but when I charge them for the $30 video, I explain how they can lose weight. So this is what I'm charging for. So this is very typical. You know, when you offer free content, You talk about the what and the why and who benefits and who is the author. And when they pay for $30, they get the details, the implementation details. And so these are two different approaches, but they're both based on 100% conviction. Okay, that's present in both. So we're just going to ignore that because it's not a differentiator. So it depends on you. Like when you're starting out, if you don't have marketing or sales experience, you can go with this, release for free, and they can pay or donate if they want. Or if you have something and you feel it's really valuable, you don't want to give it away for free because you might be thinking, hey, what if people download or they stream my video course and they don't pay me? That's okay. That's a belief, but it's up to you. Then you can go the traditional route. Like, for example, if you really want to make money and you need to make money from your video, then this approach is probably better. This can be better too, but you don't believe in this approach, right? So don't do anything that violates your belief. If you don't believe in this approach of releasing for free, then go with this. Offer them free content and then charge for the $30 video or $100 video. Yeah, so here you just charge them. But of course here, it's important to offer 100% satisfaction guarantee. Because on the left-hand side, there's no guarantee because they can actually download and stream it, right? They see the quality. But here, they don't see the quality. They have to pay first, right? So you want to offer 100% satisfaction guarantee. But like I said, you know, these are the two main ways. There are third alternatives which are more modular, but let's ignore that for now. But if you're starting out, just do this. No pressure, no marketing, no sales, and you can do both approaches, in fact, and see which one works. But one thing's for sure, this approach requires a lot of effort, planning, copywriting, strategy, etc. Why? Because here you have to get into the minds of people, you have to convince them, you have to create free content. Free content, of course, you cannot charge for that. And so this is what you have to remember. Like, even though I'm a professional marketing person and I'm a digital marketing teacher, I still feel that this is a lot of effort. So I would, from now on, as much as possible, I would go the gentle way here. You know, I just release for free and people, you know, they can donate. And here, you know, of course, there is a concern that a lot of people might download or stream your video content and they want to cheat, right? Oh, you know, I'm getting good value, but I'm going to save $30. I'm not going to donate. I'm not going to pay. And so you have to accept that. There may be maybe 5% or 10% of people who don't do that. But you have to understand that if they don't pay you $30, they probably don't have the money. So if they're too poor or they're financially struggling and they don't want to pay you $30, just consider it as a gift. You know, it's good for your karma. Consider it as a gift that you're giving to people, and no problem. In the future, they might pay you, but right now, it's just a gift that you're giving to them. So this is more like it's more like a gift approach. So it's more like it's good for your karma. But I think that 90% of people are honest and sincere, and if they get value from your video, they will pay you $30. All right, so I'm gonna stop here, but it's been a lot of fun, and I think that, you know, to get back to the beginning, it's all about creating a video product. And in the future, I might talk about how you can create software programs and sell the source code, how you can create web applications, membership programs, but that's for a future live stream. All right, guys, thank you for being there, and I'll talk to you more in the next live stream.